What's going on, everyone? This is Kazak here, and today I'm here to give you guys my very first impression on the Trails in the Sky, the first demo. Finally, Falcom has decided to let us get a small taste of this game, and man, oh man, oh man. I'll just be blunt and say that it's so damn good to be playing this, especially since this is one of my most anticipated releases of this year. Now, before we dive into the game, I want to give you guys a little bit of background about my experience with the series, since I haven't talked about Trails much on this channel. I actually came across the franchise thanks to the Cold Steel games. Yes, I was one of those people who jumped into Cold Steel, completely oblivious to the fact that there were two whole ass arcs of games that I accidentally skipped out on, and that the entire franchise had its own MCU plotline. So once I knew all that, I did what everyone else did and kept playing through the later games all the way to Cold Steel 4 like a complete dumbass. Now obviously I know it's not recommended, but at the time these games were the only way I could experience the series until I eventually got my hands on the original Sky games. This was the main reason why I honestly haven't covered Trails much on my channel, because I wanted to actually take the time to rework my way up to the series at my own pace. However, since this is a remake of the very first game, I feel it's the best opportunity to start talking about it. Now, right out the gate, I just want to say that this game looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, holy shit, Falcom has come a very long way when it comes to their graphics. They just kept improving with each game, and in my opinion, this is easily their greatest looking 3D game, period. Everything looks vibrant, characters have wider expressions, the physics are nice, and the environments are extremely pleasing to look at. When it comes to the story, Sky the First is clearly meant to be the introduction of the world of Trails. We get introduced to our main iconic duo, Estelle and Joshua Bright, who became bracers that go on this massive adventure of helping people, investigating different cases, and generally solving a wide range of problems. In a demo, you get to experience the entire prologue, so you get a good amount of playtime here. Additionally, you have the option to carry over your save data to the full release, and that's always great to have. One thing that I truly appreciate about the series is just how vast the world building truly is. It's easily one of the strongest elements about Trails as a whole, and it gets even better with each game. Story-wise, this is the game that newcomers should absolutely start with first if you truly want to get into the franchise. Now, let's talk about the gameplay. The remake makes a massive overhaul to both exploration and the combat. Outside of towns, you can freely explore the wide open fields, and the enemy encounters are all on screen. When it comes to the combat in the original game, it was strictly turn-based, but in this one, the battle system is a seamless hybrid between action and turn-based, kinda similar to games like Metaphor Ray Fantasio or the newer Trails releases like Daybreak. When you're exploring the outside, you have the option to attack enemies and can perform dodge rolls to avoid them, or a perfect dodge right before they land a hit. You can also switch to the turn-based combat that most veteran fans will likely feel familiar with. In this mode, battles operate in a small arena that the characters can move around in. Each battle is handled by the active turn system, as shown by this timeline at the upper left corner of the screen. The biggest thing to keep in mind is that the order depends heavily on your character's speed, meaning the higher the speed, the quicker your party is able to act. On top of that, there are some turns where you or the enemy will be granted a special buff, such as free health recovery and a free critical hit. So of course, you need to be mindful of who gets these bonus effects, and a good way to avoid enemies getting them is by delaying their next turn. You're also given more options to perform various different actions, such as arts, which is essentially your magic system, crafts are your character's unique skills, and S-crafts are essentially special big damaging attacks. Both of these rely on acquiring CP, which can be attained by attacking enemies or getting hit by them. Another thing to keep in mind is your craft's attack range, which can vary depending on the ones you use. You can also land a critical hit on enemies, which gives you an opportunity to perform a brave attack system where both Estelle and Joshua gang up on the enemy. Follow-up leads to one of your party members getting an extra hit, or you can perform a chain that initiates a team attack. However, you need 3 brave points to achieve it, and you gain them by either destroying objects in the field, fighting enemies, or by performing the follow-up attacks multiple times. Additionally, you can perform overdrive that grants additional buffs for 2 turns. The overall flow of combat is pretty solid, and to be honest, I much prefer the remake's battle system over the original. It's fast-paced, flashy, and simply more satisfying to me. You use the action to take care of the small fries, and for the bigger encounter, you gotta shift to the turn-based combat. This system is pretty versatile with the way you tackle each threat, and I love when JRPGs provide more options like this. Speaking of options, let me briefly touch on orbments. Whenever you kill enemies, you gather these gems called Seth. They essentially act as a currency to buy quartz. These quartz not only provide stat increases and buffs, but some of them will allow you to equip arts. You can equip up to 6 slots of various different quartz, so it's recommended that you experiment with different ones. Then of course, you can't have a modern JRPG without cooking. As you play, some NPCs will reward you with different food, and you need to consume it in order to learn the recipe. This is a pretty helpful mechanic since some dishes can provide better healing and buffs. Throughout the prologue, you take on small side quests to earn money and additional rewards. Completing one increases your bracer points. However, some missions will have certain deadlines, so it's important to prioritize ones that are short on time. Additionally, you can earn rewards by doing various different tasks, which simply just requires you to play through the game naturally. One of the most noticeable changes that people will recognize immediately is the voice acting. All the major cutscenes includes full-on voice acting outside of minor NPC and side quest dialogue. When it comes to the performances, I think a lot of the characters sound pretty good in this game. As someone who spent a lot of time playing the original, it's a little surreal but awesome to hear everyone with speaking lines.
Huh. I don't get it.
Don't get what?
Scheherazade, the Silver Streak. She's one of the best among the younger generation of bracers. So why does she have such a high opinion of Dad? It might sound weird coming from his kid, but he's just some middle-aged bum who only dips when you need him.
Middle-aged bum, huh? Well, I guess I can't blame you for seeing him that way, Estelle.
Huh?
No, it's nothing. We should head home. After all, we have to tell Dad that we're officially bracers.
Right!
Now, if I had to name one con, then it's the escort battles. These are battles where you essentially have to protect NPCs from getting killed, and I know these were also in the original game as well, but I didn't like it before, and I still don't really care for them now. I'm sorry, I just have to be honest about that. Performance-wise, this game runs smoothly on my base PlayStation 5, and I haven't come across any issues with it while playing. Another thing that I truly appreciate is the ability to switch the remake music to the original. So yeah, for fans who truly love the OG music like me, you have the option to switch between the two of them. Overall, my feelings about the demo is extremely positive, and my excitement for the full release is so much higher now than ever. The gameplay is great, the visuals are stunning, the music is fantastic, and the voice acting is well done. So far, they have done a fantastic job at bringing this classic Trails entry back to life with new mechanics and features that makes it all the more accessible for newcomers who want to jump in on the Trails train. As I mentioned before, there's no better place to start the series than this game right here. If there's one thing that I can give major props to Falcom for, is their unwavering dedication to tell the story that they want to tell in their own unique way, and doing everything they possibly can to cater to their fan base, which is something that you don't really see often, and I have nothing but respect for the team working on this game. Hopefully, if it performs well enough, we can get a remake for Sky's second chapter, which is the one that I'm desperately waiting for to get this very same treatment. So I'm telling you, go check out the demo for yourself and have fun. Feel free to let me know your thoughts about the game in the comments below. With all that said, this was your boy Kazak, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.